Hello, guys. Welcome back. Alex here again. And today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite things to talk about teachers. Teachers, yes, from school. Now, I've had some good and bad experiences with teachers. Not like sexually, but like but like just experiences where like the teacher's been good and then the teacher's been just off the charts, emotional train wreck. Like, why are you here? Why are you teaching me? You don't even have yourself together. And this class gives me cancer. But like uh but yeah, there are teachers that I've seen teachers like I think I had one in grade 8-ish, and she was just power hungry. She was just a crazy power hungry monster. Like, she was just telling everybody to do stuff. She was always telling people to shut up. She was always trying to get us to stay on task, stay on task, stay on task. It's like, oh god. By the way, this teacher's name is going to be set at Harold. Harold, like Harold. But uh, she was just like, yeah, you need to be doing this, and everybody's gonna be quiet from this time to this time. Then you guys can have a few minutes to go ahead and talk, and then you guys are gonna go ahead and just sit here and shut up for the rest of class. And if your work isn't done, I'm gonna throw you into a pit of fire. No, but in all seriousness, she was just really really power hungry, and I didn't agree with it because it's like you don't become a teacher to be powerful. You become a teacher to teach kids stuff that they need for life. Now I understand there's that whole argument where a lot of people agree that you don't get taught a lot of the stuff that you should get taught for real life in school, but that's all part of the like learning experience. That's kind of for you to figure out. I know it kind of sucks, but it school does teach us a lot of helpful things, and it matters what you're going into, like what kind of career you're going into and stuff like that. But you don't come to become a teacher to be like, I'm gonna teach these kids how to follow my army of little super minions, because why not? No, that's not how it works. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of like chill, kind of relaxed teachers. I did have one in grade 9, I think it was, that was teaching us. I don't know if it was like computer sciences or whatever. And she was teaching us, and she was really nice about everything. She'd actually let us screw around on the computers. She'd give us like, some days she'd only give us like little tasks, and then she'd like teach us something really hilarious, like how to Photoshop somebody's butt onto their face. And it was like, yeah. And she's like, that's how you make an ass face. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, that's great. And and yeah, but like teachers like that, it's really nice. But then again, there's always that time of the day when you get to your bad teachers, and it's like, oh, come on. Or like also teachers that are like, oh, I don't even know, like teachers that are, like I said, they're to teach, not control, are really nice. But sometimes, like, teachers that really piss me off are teachers that will change their standard all of the time. It's like, okay, I'll take in stuff late, but 10%. Okay, I've had enough bullcrap. I'm not taking stuff in anymore. Or, okay, well, I'll take stuff in, but only from this chapter to this chapter. And it's like, well, make up your mind. You've given us how the body works is you give the body a standard, or the mind, you give it a standard, and it goes off that standard, and it plans stuff out accordingly. You can't continue to change with developing kids. You can't continue to change the teaching style, or how things work constantly, because then their mind will just get confused, and then you're gonna royally fuck them for the whole course. And yeah, it's just, or like teachers that will think that they have the free will to do whatever they want or talk to you however. Like teachers that will like call their kids morons, and it's like, you can't do that. You're here to teach me. I'm here to benefit from you. You can't teach me that my teachers are allowed to call me morons or idiots. It's like, you can't do that. That's absurd. You can't. Well, here, I'll tell you guys a story. So, when I was in, I think it was grade 8 or 9, one of the two. I'm just at the end of high school now. Um, but so grade 8 or 9 it was. I had a teacher, and we're gonna call this teacher Mrs. Cookie Business. Now, Mrs. Cookie Business, we were working in her class, and I was working with this guy. Well, now we're gonna name this guy, uh, uh, Bob from McDonald's. Okay. Now, Bob from McDonald's, we were working on this thing, and we were screwing around with the keys, right? And you know, kids, you know, they pull up the keys and flip them, right? But she noticed, and she told us to put them all back. Now, we were both working on the same keyboard. Now, I put them all back, and then I left because I left early to go meet my friends, right? Now, Bob from McDonald's, I left, and he was just there. Now, I don't know what happened, but I went 3 classes ahead in my day. And by the end of the day, I got called out by actually the chill teacher that I was talking about earlier from my computer science. She called me out of my room, and Bob from McDonald's was there. And they were both standing there, and she was holding this keyboard with a broken space bar. And she's like, and it wasn't like you could just pop it back in there. I mean, like, somebody fucked this thing. Like, the tabs were broken and everything. And I know this is such a stupid situation, but there's a lot more to it than you'd think. Just wait. Trust me. But the thing was broken, and the space bar was broken and everything. And the actual pieces on the inside of the keyboard were broken. And she's like, well, Alex, what happened here? And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, throughout class we were flipping the keys, but I put them all back, and then I left it there. And he shook his head no. He's like, no. And this guy, like, he got really good marks. And like, he could be a shithead when he wanted to, but he got really good marks. So the teachers really like loved this kid because he did really good in his classes. And he just like shook his head no, kept the best poker face I've ever seen in my fucking life, and just continued to go ahead and shake his head no. And he said, well, yeah, I remember Alex breaking that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just like looked at him. I'm like, are you kidding me? And he didn't even like hesitate. He just continued with that poker face. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So she's like, oh, well, you might have to replace the keyboard. And I'm like, I didn't do that though. And she's like, well, what, you're just gonna sit here and lie? And I'm like, I didn't. I swear, I did not break this keyboard. And they're like, okay, well, you might have to pay it. We might have to talk to your parents. We're going to talk to the library and see what has to happen with it, see if we can fix it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, even if you can't, I'll take it home, and I'm sure my dad could fix it or whatever. But that's not even the worst. So we get back to class, and so it wasn't right at the end of the day that she called me that. It was my second last class. And right once I get out of my very last class, all the kids from Mrs. Cookie Muffin's class come out. And they like all started like laughing and being like, "Hey, Alex, you made Miss Cookie Muffin lie, or not lie. made her cry." And they're like, "Yeah, you made her cry." And I'm like, "How? What did I do?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, she was talking about how like kids are such delinquents and how she can't believe that in our privileged school that you would break something that is used to help you learn." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" She cried in front of the class over a broken space bar. I'm like, are you serious? And I'm like, I just kind of chuckled a bit, and they're like, dude, why are you laughing? I'm like, because this is ridiculous. She's crying over a fucking keyboard, over a key, and I'm like, I didn't even do it. So it's like, that makes me feel even worse. And I'm like, I'm gonna get in so much shit for this. It turns out I didn't even talk to the teacher that cried, because I knew it wasn't me. And then I didn't get contacted about the keyboard again, and it all just kind of passed. And now, like, all the time people will bring it up. They'll be like, hey, remember that time that Alex made Miss Cookie Muffin cry? And I'm like, oh my God, stop. I didn't even do any of that. And it's just so frustrating. I believe if a teacher's, for one, too old, because let's be 100% honest, not to, like, be rude or anything, but if people are really, really too old to be teaching and don't know the standard of today, I understand if you're old, and I've met some really cool old teachers, but if you're too old to understand the standard of today and you cannot teach at a standard that is set today, then you shouldn't be teaching. Or if you don't have yourself emotionally together, you shouldn't be allowed to have kids in your teaching class, because you're not put together yourself. So how are you going to keep these kids together? But yeah, that's just my opinion on teachers and everything. I've been really wanting to make this video for a while, because that just whole situation was just so screwed. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. Check out my other videos, my Boba Fett Armor videos, my Fets Fridays, and my other Talk Times videos. I got lots more of these coming. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace.
Trust me, stay 2 minutes, sometimes I imagine daydreaming, and sometimes I imagine,